everybody for joining us on this fantastic Thursday evening. As always, on Thursday evenings, it is the Sammies and Beer podcast. We appreciate you stopping by. Follow us live every Thursday at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, Twitch, YouTube, and check us out during the week on TikTok.
We did start uploading to Pornhub to get to a wider audience. So just so everyone's aware, you can come watch us on Pornhub.
Covering all the bases.
Everything.
So, I even reached out to Coco Melon to see if we can get a guest spot. Haven't heard back yet, but fingers crossed.
Yeah. Joe Rogan. Send
him
a few emails.
Yeah. I think we should start lower. Maybe go with like Two Bears, One Cave.
That's better than Joe Rogan. Calm down.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying I don't think they have the fan base that Joe Rogan does.
Yeah, that's.
They should, but
fair.
They don't yet.
Or the Office ladies.
Yeah.
You didn't sound too excited about that one. Okay. Well, I hope they don't get on Pornhub. That's how I'm trying to get people's attention, obviously. It's
the best,
Today we have a special guest star. If you look to my camera, you can see Cheeto staring into my soul. And Orion somewhere. But today we're going to be discussing good and evil. That's what it is. The different things about it and stuff. And I need alcohol before we get this going. So
we need alcohol before we get all these conversations going.
Yeah, it's going to be a heavy one, so it's fine.
Maybe.
It can be. It can be.
It could. It can.
All right. So. You did it first last time, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I'm going to go this time. This shot is for what's the best way to... She's my mentor. We work together. So this one goes out to you, Lieutenant Torres, previously Master Sergeant Torres. She commissioned. She just did my re-enlistment last week. I wanted to give her a shout out. Say I love you. Thank you for all the support and guidance you've given me throughout my military career. I hope to continue to get some more for that because I need help.
He does. He needs lots of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, you done being all nice and sentimental and
yeah,
proper with our shots? Cool. My shot is going to go to the ass clowns that created grammar and the English language. How your drunk ass came up with all the fucked up shit that is part of our language is beyond me, and why anybody allowed you to do it is also beyond me.
Are you one of those people that doesn't know how to use the right there?
Why are there three theirs?
Well, one of them's an abbreviated they are, and there's two theirs. One referring to someone and one referring to something.
Yeah, because we wouldn't have survived as a species had we not been able to define those three things individually.
There was something in some other country that has 8 words for goose, but no words for runaway, something like that. There's always shit like that happening.
8 words for goose,
yeah,
but no words for runaway.
Running away, yeah. It's
so they don't. So they never. I'm guessing they're a dead language because they were probably killed by the geese because nobody could tell them to run away from them.
It's true. Did you take your Benadryl? Yes. You just hear sniffling.
You want me to get out?
No, you're fine. All right. So Matt, good and evil.
So. Good and evil, and there's a lot of different ways that we can really approach this subject.
Skin this cat.
Per se. Kind of. Obviously, when you're younger, everything is so black and white. You read comic books, you read superhero stories. It's so easy to say, that's a bad guy, that's evil, that's a good guy, that's good. And obviously they do these character development points where, they're forced with a tough decision, and the good guy always makes the right one, and that's where they become the hero. The bad guy makes the wrong one, that's where they become the villain.
Yes.
And everything becomes so black and white with it. Like, and it's just such not an easy. Life isn't that easy. Like, decisions aren't that easy.
It's
like
gray.
Nothing. Oh, everything is, and people are, because you could have the best people in the world that they got started on a bunch of shitty decisions that were evil.
Yeah.
And so, it's something that's very at least interesting to talk about.
It's a good subject. It's a good topic. It really it'll bring into effect a lot of our own personal beliefs too, which is something people should know about. Like, we had last night, we were kind of talking about it, and we had a conflicting viewpoint, I think, which I'm sure we'll have a lot of.
Yeah.
And then there's some things that we won't conflict our views on, like pedophiles. Just kill them. Just get rid of them. Like, I mean,
Yep.
Come on. So that's a black and white area that we can agree on, but maybe a gray area is, am I evil for wanting to fuck the queen?
Well,
I say
but
no.
then you want to get like to the root of it, to where, like, who determines what's good and what's evil?
I guess it's the majority.
Is it? Because the majority has changed over the years. I mean, at one point, it was cool to own people. Like, that was okay.
It was okay to own people. Wow, we're starting out with slavery. We're just going in hot today.
Well, I'm just trying to establish, like, the baseline of it, because, like, when you want to talk about, like, what's good and evil, obviously a lot of what we're taught, and a lot of our morals, because I mean that's essentially what good and evil is our morals, right?
Yes, and there's philosophy classes and great philosophers that have tried to dissect this to death over thousands of years.
Oh yeah, this is not a conversation that we're going to have that
we're not going to give you the
can't
answer.
hear anywhere else, and we're not giving you any answers.
Well, I'm going to give you some answers for sure.
Well, I mean, maybe how to cure the clap, but that's going to be about it. Not cure, get rid of.
That's a quick hop and a skip to the clinic. That's nothing.
Exactly. Now they know.
You're welcome. It's all right if it's itchy, if it's drippy. Just go to the clinic. They'll take care of you. It's good to go.
But, like I said, a lot of our stuff is based off of, I mean, whether you're religious or not, good and evil is based off of the Bible, or based off of your religion.
Yeah.
Bible-based books. I mean, and whether you're talking the Quran, whether you're talking
Torah.
The Book of Mormon, the Torah.
Oh, okay, the Book of Mormon is 100% made up.
There's a Book of Mormon.
I know. Didn't they, like, read it through a hat? I saw that South Park episode. That's what I'm thinking of.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think we should base the religions off of South Park.
I don't know. It seems like it's canon. Like, didn't they believe that, like, dinosaurs are aliens? I think they do. I would think all Mormons think dinosaurs are aliens.
I have some Mormon friends. Maybe we'll have to bring them on.
I would love for you to post this so we could ask people, do Mormons believe dinosaurs are aliens? It's like some one religion is just like, the fossils didn't live, dinosaurs didn't live on Earth. There's fossils from when the Earth was made. Blah blah blah. There's I read that somewhere. Now, could I have read it on iFunny? Absolutely, but
well, I mean, I don't know. I think Scientology believes for sure with aliens.
I believe with aliens. So
no, I'm saying like the religion is based off of like an alien that like scoops in, but I think a lot of cults that start that way too.
Yeah, I think so. Also, it's a spaghetti monster, Matt. Get your fucking facts straight.
Spaghetti monster, my bad.
So, and I'll never trust a religion that allows more than one wife, simply because I can barely handle the one girlfriend now. I don't want to know what it would be like to have two of them. That's just a red flag for me. Couldn't do it.
It's really having more than one wife is really taking you back to like animal instincts. I mean, in our favorite pastime right now, Ranch Simulator, we have one male to several females just for breeding purposes.
I have one rooster for 30 chickens.
You know?
He's having a good time. Yeah, he's
maybe that's what the Mormon religion is like. Hey, we can't convince them with facts, so what we're going to do is we're just going to outbreed the Christians. And eventually there's going to be 2-1, and we're going to force them to listen. Mormons, if I just gave up your master plan, I apologize. I did not mean to tell anybody. I didn't even know it until this second. But it makes sense. I applaud you.
I think we just figured it out. Shit. Well, we got to outbreed the Mormons now. Well, we have Catholics, so.
Yeah, we for sure do.
Yeah.
My grandmother has 16 brothers and sisters.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Diehard Catholics, raised on a farm. I mean, they were getting free labor.
That's a minimum of 16 years pregnant. Minimum. You
figure with like breastfeeding and all that stuff, you're looking at easy 20 years there.
At least.
Easy.
Those
20 years of your life not being able to drink.
Oh,
think about that. That's the sacrifice women make for you. Just for you.
Sorry, I got distracted by Cheeto. What are you doing, buddy?
But, a lot of what we consider, good and evil is based off of religion. Obviously the 10 Commandments. And
yes.
I think those are pretty basic ones.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. Yeah, I think that's where it comes from. But now, as a species, we're moving past the point of needing religion. Whether or not religion is true or not, I'm not trying to diss your beliefs unless you're Mormon.
I don't know why we're picking on Mormons today, but holy shit, they're catching a run.
I'm feeling it. I'm not picking on any other religions, But we're kind of moving to the point where it's not completely necessary to base your morality off your religion. You can just not be a piece of shit. Right? I've met plenty of atheists who, while they were assholes, they weren't pieces of shit. So...
Well, but does being an asshole make you evil?
No.
Like...
Well, Matt, you got to think about it. You are what you eat, so...
Taco Bell?
An asshole.
Oh. Sorry.
What?
I knew where you were going. I just wanted to fuck with you. But so
while I am a religious man, I can see how it's not entirely necessary anymore to have a religion and be morally sound.
Like for other people?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for other people. I need Jesus, all right? There's got to be the warning of going to hell, or else I would have been fucking nuts. And some people need that.
But is that what it was? Like...
I don't know. I don't think so. I just don't like doing things that make people upset or hurt them, so...
Avoiding confrontation?
Yeah, kind of. Until you can't, and then it's just like, well, do the Henry Cavill fist reloads. Have you seen that?
No.
It's in Mission Impossible.
Okay, I haven't. I've seen like the first 2 of. Isn't there like 9 of them now?
There's 7. Also, Fast and the Furious 10 comes out soon.
Shocker.
I think it's the last one.
Okay, looking that shit for every penny.
It sells out every time.
I know.
Because it follows that simple formula of being just good, old-fashioned action movie, just explosions.
Yep. Yeah, I'll watch them too. I have no issues with them. I'm not going to go see them here. Like, don't expect $30 from me, but you can expect $4.99.
Oh yeah.
So. But I was really thinking about this, and like a lot of what we base of what is good and evil is your willingness to hurt other people.
Yeah. Yeah, and let's talk about a little theory that got proposed about self-governance, right? And morality and integrity. It kind of all ties together. The best and biggest test for that is shopping carts at a shopping center.
Yeah.
The people who don't put away your shopping carts, which by the way, you're a piece of shit if you don't go and put away your fucking shopping cart. Your life is not that important. Your wife's not giving birth at that 1 second.
Yeah.
So, people who don't are, if there's no repercussion, then they'll make the wrong choice. But the people that do, with or without repercussion, they have the integrity to go put it back. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, and that's where it comes down to. I mean, like I said, for me, it's where I almost draw the line is are you hurting somebody or are you not?
Yeah.
That's where it's good and evil. Like if you're doing something, if you accidentally hurt somebody, that's one thing. But if you know that this is going to directly impact somebody and directly hurt somebody, we talked about pedophilia. You are directly hurting somebody, and you are directly hurting the weakest members, one of the weakest groups of our society. You should die.
The Mormons.
No questions asked. The Mormons.
But yes, if this goes beyond like just the normal or the more frequent like pedophile cases, right? This also goes to like grooming. Those grown men that groom young, or grown women, it's both y'all motherfuckers nasty, grooming young individuals so that they can do whatever they want. That's horrible. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Not a fan. But we need to find a more gray area conversation topic. Something like, stealing, right? Stealing's bad. Don't steal.
Is it?
Exactly. It's kind of a gray area. But is it? Because then you go into like corruption, like Robin Hood, stealing from the rich, giving back to the poor. But at a baseline, say you live in a small town, there's a mom and pop shop, and you keep stealing from them. The only people that are suffering is that mom and pop shop who could need that money to make rent the next month so they can keep selling their stuff and have a livelihood.
Yeah.
That stealing's bad,
Yeah. But if you're taking from a huge company that doesn't even notice that you took loaves of bread or chicken or a whole grocery cart full of groceries, and it's not going to affect anybody's pay, it's not going to affect anybody's bottom. I mean, really all it's affecting is, we didn't make an extra $200 this month out of our...
Yes. But
is that evil, or is it just we just find it morally wrong because it's such a slippery slope?
It is inherently evil because it's a compounding issue, right? If it keeps happening over and over again, then the company has to make changes to make sure it doesn't happen, or it just increases its prices and everyone suffers because the minority is stealing.
Yeah.
It can have repercussions, which again, stealing is wrong. Don't steal things.
It's like you said, it's such a gray area because so what you're saying is it's only stealing or it's only wrong if there's repercussions. So
which goes back into I know. Yeah.
What if there's let's switch this to land. Let's say that there's a huge plot of land that nobody is doing anything with. Nobody's been there for years. You just go build a house there. Take it over.
I can't say too much because I want to do that really bad, but...
Well, so do I. And that's is that wrong? Is that evil?
And then you go into naturalistic things I
understand it's against the law.
Yes.
Because against the law is one very, very different thing from whether something's good or evil. I mean, for God's sakes, weed is illegal in what, 44 states?
Listen, I can't smoke the devil's lettuce, so I don't know.
I get. Well, you can know the law.
Yeah.
Like you, just because you can't smoke it doesn't mean you can't know the law. You know, but I mean, it's illegal in 44 states. But who decided that that was evil?
The people that we elected, actually, that we didn't even elect, that our great grandparents elected. You know. And then it's up to the people that we elect, and it's government, and so they change it, and they're changing it. Is weed bad? We don't know. It's kind of not, but like it's not bad, worse than alcohol, but it could be. I don't know.
It's like I said, but it's funny that you can't. Which I mean, don't you think it's kind of a weird thing that you can't? Like,
it is weird because if you can't touch things that are bad for you, we shouldn't have alcohol.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to do what you just did about 5 minutes ago when you vaped.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
You know,
it's bad for me. Energy drinks, you know, but then it goes into, well, I mean, too many carbs are bad for me.
Yeah.
If I eat too many apple seeds, I'll die.
If I eat an apple, I'll die.
Yeah.
Does that mean apples are evil?
I don't know. The people who play Call of Duty with hacks, those people are actually evil. Fuck them.
Yeah, because that
those
directly
guys.
hurts people.
Yeah.
That really, fuck those guys.
I'm just trying to get on, have a good time, play a little game, and then get shit on.
Yeah.
Because someone paid an extra $5 to just cheat. That's evil. That's actual evil. Serial killers, torture, murder, like there's evil. And
Okay. So is murder evil?
murder is evil.
Okay. What if you murder a serial killer? Is that evil?
It's still murder, so yeah.
So it's not okay to murder a serial killer.
Unless it's in, we're not dextering it, right? Unless it's in self-defense.
What if you are? What if you are a fucking savant and you figure this out and you find yourself a serial killer? And this is the most perfect serial killer. They leave no clues. They leave no traces of themselves. Somehow you figure this out because you know them through a family friend. And all of a sudden you just have this aha savant autistic moment where you're like, oh my God, I figured this out. And you 100% without a doubt are able to know
But not prove.
that this happened, but you can't prove it. Is it okay to murder that person?
Is it okay? No.
Yes.
It's not
Is
okay.
it evil to murder that person?
It's pretty evil. Would I do it? Yeah. But is it still murder? It's still murder.
Well, are you talking about it as the law?
No.
Or are you looking at it as you think that because obviously you're a religious person. When you say evil is something that is going to hell.
No person at any point has the right to take the life of another person unless it is in self-defense, right? Of yourself or others. That's my personal belief. That's my justification. However, in this situation...
No person unless in self-defense?
Of themselves. That's what I believe, right? So when we're talking about this hypothetical situation,
Yep.
would I think it's bad? Would I think it's evil? Yes. Would I still do it? I would still do it.
So then you don't think it's evil?
I do think it's evil. I think I'm doing an evil thing. Just because I think it's evil doesn't mean it's going to stop me.
So you're willing to say that you will do evil things?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a choice. That's kind of the whole point. You have the choice. And if my choice, while evil, saves however many lives afterwards, I'll take the hit. Whatever. I know what I'm getting myself into at that point. I'm not trying
Fair
to
enough.
justify it like, oh, I'll still go to heaven. I did the Lord's work. No, I did a bad thing. I did. And I got.
Weren't you doing the Lord's work?
This isn't the Boondock Saints, okay? Like, is it? Is it? I don't think.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I mean, I believe in the Bible at one point it says an eye for an eye.
That's just leaves the whole world blind, man. Come on. Jesus is about forgiveness. And he can forgive me for that. Or he can't. And I accept the consequences anyways. Oh well. If that is the true scenario, then
I am just asking questions, like, because I'm 100% on the same page with you. Like, if I walked in and, you know, like the guy in Texas who walked into a shed or something and saw some guy
molesting his daughter,
and he beat the guy to death.
Yep. Do the same thing.
God bless Texas, they acquitted him of all charges. Like, God bless Texas, because that is the right thing to do. You have every right, and I think the world would be a better place if any person that found that did that.
Yep, it would be a safer place. But then you also have the instances where people can say that they were doing that and get away with murder, literally. You know, there's always bad.
But isn't that is the definition of evil right there?
Yes, that is actually evil.
That is actual evil. Knowing that you can get away with something and using that as an excuse to murder somebody.
Yep.
That is the definition of evil. And that's the problem that I find with so many things is people will try to find their edge, I want to call it. Their loophole.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Always looking for the loophole.
You know, you can use the main hole, you can use the front hole, you can use the loophole. We just,
fuck the loophole. If you have to look for a loophole, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. But I mean, there's been a lot of times where people have used loopholes, and I watched a great movie last week. It was with Walter White, a.k.a. Bryan Cranston, where he played a sweet old man who found a loophole in the lottery where they had like this fall down after the jackpot went up to so much, and he realized that as long as they spent so much money, they would win and they would make money. And it's a true story.
I didn't know that.
And he brought like his whole town into it, like had all these people invest, and they spent hours every week like buying lottery tickets, because you could only buy like one per minute or something like that. So him and his wife spent hours printing lottery tickets, and they ended up making this town and all these people like $23 million off of this loophole in the lottery system.
Cool.
Is that evil?
It's wrong. It's not evil.
Is it wrong?
It's wrong. Stealing.
Why is it wrong?
Well, actually, it's not stealing, huh? Yeah, I guess it isn't. Should be. I mean, should you do it? Probably not, but
I don't know if the logic is there. Like, if somebody else is willing to gamble their money, like if somebody is willing to bet you and you know the outcome of something, is it wrong? Is it evil to take a bet on somebody for something like that?
I don't think it's inherently evil, but it is integrity, right? Being a good person, being like, oh, hey, come on, man. But, I mean, that's a hard situation. I'm sure he helped a lot of people.
Well, he did. He took his town from, like, being dead and brought it back to life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he did great, but...
So then you're saying that the evil that he did justified the means.
No. I mean, it's cool that he did that.
The ends justified the means.
It's cool that everything worked out, but he also could have easily just... like been bad about it, been evil about it, and then you know what I mean? It's what you do with the situation. Some people are just good and some people are just bad. Oh, Cheeto.
What would you say if you had to pick like one characteristic that makes somebody inherently evil or inherently good? What would you say the one defining characteristic would be?
Oh, integrity. Integrity. Doing the right thing even when no one is looking. Putting your fucking grocery basket away.
So that makes you inherently good?
It makes you good, not inherently good. There's no such thing as inherently good. We're all evil
Well,
and we're all
sorry.
good. But it makes you having that trait and that characteristic makes you more inclined to be good. You know, you have that baseline for yourself. You're going to put the shopping cart away. You're going to help the old lady with the groceries when they're far away. You help. You're a good member of the community. And I think that's a good thing.
So then what makes you inherently evil?
Not having integrity. Leaving the grocery cart out. When someone asks for help, you walk away. You know, like doing things like that. You see someone dying on the floor and you think, someone else will help them. And you keep going. I think integrity has a lot to do with it. If not everything to do with it.
So I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it down a little bit even further where you say integrity.
Integrity. Yeah.
What would I say would make somebody inherently evil is their willingness to hurt other people.
That true? Yep. Well, I don't know if it's willingness. I'd say more wanting to, like the urge to. I am willing.
I don't even know if it. I wouldn't even say that it's an urge. Like, just knowing that you're going to do something is going to hurt somebody else. To me, is evil.
Well,
if you know, that's like if you're in a relationship with somebody and you cheat on them, that's evil.
Oh yeah.
You 100% know that is going to hurt that person.
Yeah. 100% agree. That's also another thing. Mormons can't do it, obviously, because they have other wives. But
they don't have to. So they took the evil out of their religion. Genius.
They're so smart. But
that's 2 points for them on the smart side. Outpopulating people and taking away adultery.
Cheating. Yeah, they just took it away.
And then, for me, what makes you good is your willingness to help other people.
Yeah.
Like,
now let's get into, though, before we branch off. You said your willingness to hurt someone, right?
Yes.
I'm 100% able and ready to beat the shit out of somebody when they're doing something that endangers me or my family, right? Like there's no like hesitation. It's just it's a thing. This is happening. This is my response, right?
Yes.
Immediately be peaceful. Be a good peaceful man. Be nice. Help people when they need help, but don't be afraid to turn the switch and beat the shit out of somebody. And I fully believe that that's how men in our and the next generation, our generation, should be able to respond. I have the willingness to hurt somebody, but that doesn't mean I like it or that I want to do it. I'll avoid it to the fucking end of my days. Punching someone in the face hurts your hand a lot.
Yeah.
So it's I don't even
That's
know.
why you use elbows. Elbows don't hurt as much.
Oh, you kill. So when I talk about hurting someone, I'm not trying to like kill them unless they're trying to kill me. That's a little different. It's just the escalation of.
But
force.
how do you know they're not?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
I mean, because if you're anything like me, like a fight doesn't really start until I get punched in the face.
Yeah, it usually takes a minute, a couple good hits, and then then it's like the switch flips, and you're like, well, we're doing it. Like,
yeah,
that's fair.
But then that's always the question: is how far is this other person willing to go?
Yeah. And that'll dictate a fight. Yeah.
Because but you have to be like in a situation like that when you're fighting evil. You have to be willing to become evil yourself. You have to accept that.
Just like the serial killer conundrum. You
Yeah.
You just gotta do it. Or don't. That's up to you.
Yeah, and that's what's. It's a very difficult conundrum.
Oh my God, we've had Gabe this whole time. Gabe, I'm so sorry. I have not been paying attention to the chat at all.
What is? why don't you, since people can't see what you're typing and they can only hear you,
So-
why don't you tell us what Gabe said?
I'm trying to elongate. There we go. Gabe said he's already subbed. The Greeks had 5 words for love. You're welcome. Back to that. He said something about his boy Adolf, which is Hitler, so that's nice. Fuck him, eat the pedos, and yes. So I just haven't been paying attention. I should have. That's my bad, Gabe. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you, but there's something about Hitler that we said at some point. Or being able to kill baby Hitler. Would you go back in time to kill baby Hitler?
I don't think I'd kill a baby.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't. Just seems wrong.
I mean, at his rise to power, maybe I could.
Even then, he hadn't done anything wrong yet. You know, he doesn't do anything.
I would
wrong.
imagine he had done some stuff wrong at that point. I mean, but realistically, you think about it, like, he personally probably didn't do anything.
Probably not.
Like, I'm guessing he didn't turn any gas chambers on.
Exactly. He probably was like, yeah, let's do it, and then was like whatever.
Isn't that the ultimate evil though? Like convincing other people to do evil things in your name.
Yeah.
I mean, that's devil shit
what
right
the
there.
devil does. Yeah, that's like literally biblically what the devil's. The
yeah,
devil says.
I mean,
and we also missed out on a beautiful opportunity today. We actually had someone who could be the guy in the chair today. We could have said, all right, Egg, look that up for me. And she would have looked it up for us.
She was too busy dealing with sniffles.
Yeah,
apparently.
She has a weak immune system, not used to cats. And I guess she's not she's not listening to us either.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't either, so.
Egg,
What?
did you hear any of that?
Yes, I did.
Oh, she's grumpy. Let's leave her alone.
I went to go sleep.
Yeah, you took Benadryl. God damn. But, you know, it's also hard to talk about. You can't kill a baby Hitler, but Hitler does atrocities, supposedly. It's like adult Hitler, but even then, that's like...
Well, that's like in Minority Report. You know, they arrested people and did all this stuff based on what they perceived they were going to do. And, now, looking back, knowing all that, I might flip-flop on this. I might be able to kill Baby Killer.
I don't think I could do it.
Babies are ugly, so...
They are ugly. Fun fact, babies are fucking ugly. People post pictures of their babies, like, look at this bundle of joy, so cute, so sweet. It's like, your baby looks fucking disgusting. Sorry, whoever...
It looks like you just shoved 10 pounds of shit through a 6-inch hole.
Yeah, well...
And that's... Does something become good, like the Boondock Saints? Is the ultimate evil the corruption of good men or good people?
Yeah, I guess you could see it that way. Yeah. Because it's getting rid of it's making it less likely that good could ever exist again. And that's a tough question.
We talked about, I took a criminology course for my 1 year that I did of college.
Love it.
And the bigger town or city that you get in, the more likely you are to be willing to commit a crime. Because when you're in a small town, if you do something, even if you don't get caught for said crime, if while you're leaving you get noticed by your aunt's best friend, you know who that person is and everybody knows who you are. And that's when people start talking and starts, they know that what you did was against the code of ethics or the rules.
That makes
And so
sense.
you're less likely to do that in an area where people are going to recognize you versus in a city like Chicago or New York. I can go do whatever the fuck I want and nobody's going to know who the fuck I am. And so why do I care? I don't care what these other people think.
Which is why actually spouses are more likely to cheat, not because of the ease of access when they go on business trips. It's because they have no guilt because they don't know anyone in the area they're at. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Which, again, cheating's wrong.
100%. Like, that gets me to... I watched a really good TikTok. It was from another podcast where they talked about this today. Where they said it was if you had to walk a mile, if every mile that you went you had to walk, but anything over a mile you could drive, they said that's inherently bad because, like, if you're at a job, you don't love it, but you want to do something else, but the pay's good and they've got good benefits. You would be better off if you were at a bad job with a dickhead boss and shitty pay, so you would step out of your comfort zone and go find something better. Because it's only kind of shitty, but the pay's decent and they've got good benefits. So you just settle for mediocrity and you don't look for what's best for you.
Well, that makes sense.
You're comfortable there. I mean, how many people stay at jobs because they're just comfortable? I stayed at a job for years because the pay was good, and I fucking hated it. I was in the car business for 5 years, and I probably knew after year 2 I fucking hated it. But I made good money, and I was able to support my family, and my wife was able to stay home. We made enough money so she could raise my kids.
Yeah, and that's important.
So the evilness of that outweighed, or the goodness of that outweighed the evilness of me hating my job.
Yeah, but also, is there a perfect job?
Yeah.
Is there?
There is.
What is it?
There's people that make millions of dollars to stream them playing video games for 8 hours a day.
I would get so goddamn tired of playing video games. I would hate video games.
Video game companies then send you new games to play. You can play whatever the game you want. All day. And you can play with your friends. Like, look at... You know who my ideal life would be? Tim the Tatman.
Oh, God.
He's not fantastic. Tim, if you ever hear this, which there's like a 1 in a million chance you will.
Yeah.
I absolutely love you. He's good at games. He's not amazing.
He's
good.
He's better than us.
Oh, he is above average, but he's not a pro level.
Oh yeah. He's too old and bald.
But he's put enough time and effort in. He plays video games. He plays video games for 8 hours a day with Dr. Disrespect, who's a good friend of his.
Correct.
And makes millions of dollars doing it.
He makes millions?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Even if you made... If me and you could play video games for 8 hours a day and you made $100,000 a year, would you do it?
Oh, yeah. In a heartbeat. That's fair.
That's what he does.
That's fair. That checks out.
But I think he makes more than $100,000. I think he makes significantly more than that. But
I don't know. I haven't actually seen anything on him. He used to be on my For You page all the time. Now he's not.
So, yeah, it's good and evil's. It's a very black and white thing because like you said, the shopping cart thing. So if somebody doesn't put their shopping cart back, does that make them evil?
No. They didn't do anything evil. They're just inconsiderate. They don't have any integrity. Integrity. It's important. It's so important that the Air Force says integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Those are 3 lines you learn the first day of basic training.
Integrity first. What was the second one?
Service before self,
Service before self.
and then excellence in all we do. Yeah, you look rough.
I think it's because his hair is on your pillow.
Yep.
So it's irritating. It's only this one.
She's done. Allergic reaction to the cat.
Yeah,
Go to bed, y'all.
it's cat dandruff.
Yeah.
She's leaving.
Yeah, she's going to bed.
What? It didn't happen the last time when you actually got shit-faced drunk.
Don't look at me. I don't know.
No, it's. Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
What?
Never mind.
Go to bed. It is interesting. It's also been talked about for like thousands of years. You know, what is good, what is evil, truly. Who matters, who doesn't. If you ask the Mormons, you know, there's a great being in the sky with dinosaurs, and I don't know. I really don't know anything about their religion. I've been shitting on them. I've only known like 3 Mormons in my entire life.
I think we need a Find a Mormon to educate you on their religion during a podcast.
We should next time, because I know you're in like a white state. You've got Mormons on bicycles with like their little white shirts and the ties.
A white state?
Oh yeah.
What does that even mean?
That white people live there?
White people live in Texas. What? I don't. What is this?
Texas is mostly brown.
Yeah, we're not talking about the landscaping.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying, like, I have never seen like Mormon
Egg, look this
missionaries.
up.
She's gone. She's gone.
I'm Googling this right now.
But I bet you would find Mormon missionaries.
I bet you there's plenty of Mormon missionaries in Texas.
Probably, but in the safer parts of Texas. Also, remind me to send you a video of Carlos doing like water training where he had to wrestle a dude after getting out of a pool. He's these little ass goggles on. It's fucking hilarious.
So, Texas. This is according to Google. 40.2% of the population was Hispanic and Latino American.
Hell yeah, baby. That's the minority now.
Yeah, so there are more white people in Texas than there are brown people. So the Alamo's goal has not been reached.
Close, though. We're gaining.
You're gaining. You're getting close.
We're breeding.
But
what?
So
I'm trying to think of something else.
Moral of this is
The takeaway is that
the takeaway you should take from this.
Mormons are weird.
That's Thomas's takeaway.
It's both of ours. It's okay.
It's not.
It is. Don't worry, it is.
I actually have quite a few friends who were practicing Mormons.
I'm sure you do.
I do. But takeaway: good people help other people, put others before themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Evil people hurt other people.
Yes. Yes. Evil people also are inherently selfish. You know? I think it all comes down to selfishness and selflessness.
No, because I think you can be selfish But your selfishness doesn't have to hurt other people. Like, and when I'm saying hurt other people, I mean physically harm them.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, if you want to talk emotional, that's a whole nother story. Like, I don't really... I know that's the big thing now is your emotional state and all this other stuff. Like, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, me either. Fuck all that.
Like, that's your issues to deal with. That has nothing to do with how I do things. Your emotional state should not affect me in any way.
Yeah.
Unless we're friends. And then I care. I care about your emotional well-being.
Yeah.
But if you're some fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry that I meet on the street, and you're like, oh, I need to get in front of you because I have to get home because I just can't handle the stress of this. Bitch, fuck you. I do not care
about you.
That you need to get home.
Yeah.
Your emotional state has nothing to do with me because we are not friends.
Like the whole anxiety thing. It's like, I need to check out fast because I have anxiety. Well, looks like you're going to be anxious for the next 30 minutes. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
yeah. I have anxiety too. I have to take a poop, and I'm not sure if it's going to fucking make it for the next 30 minutes. So... You might have an emotional breakdown. I'm going to have a shit breakdown.
I'm going to literally shit my pants. And you're going to have an even bigger emotional breakdown.
So, and I think that's one thing that we've really seen a big change is that people expect everybody else to bend to their emotional
wants or needs. Yep.
Wants or needs.
Mostly wants. Get over it.
They're wants.
Yeah.
They're not needs.
Yeah, just get over it. All right, and I say that. I understand most people can't just get over it.
I think a lot of them actually can, but because they've got this crutch, they don't have to, so they don't.
I think, I really don't even care. Just don't make it my fucking problem. That's it. Yeah. Just don't make it my problem. Because it's not.
Unless you live in a small town, then we're friends, and you can make it my problem.
Yeah, well, if we're friends, you can make it my problem. If you're my friend and you're going through a tough time, I would gladly hear about it. Let me know. We'll get drinks. Unless your problem is alcoholism, then we'll get wings.
But then there's those friends that, like, always have the emotional problem.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that are constant.
In a crisis, always.
Constantly in a life in a crisis. You know, and that's what they thrive on, is that they're, I mean, I'll be honest, my parents were those people. They were constantly in a state of duress and relied on the world to make their life better. Mm-hmm. Instead of dealing with their own shit.
I'm a big practitioner for dealing with your own shit.
You know?
Mm-hmm. It's your problem. Deal with it. And if you can't, ask for help from someone who cares. Don't ask for help. Don't expect help. If someone wants to help you, that's on them.
Well, and I think that's another big problem that we have is there's always Big Brother's help.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? If you want Big Brother's help, you know what should be the criteria?
The same criteria that you have to go through?
Yeah, the military, baby. You want his help? Okay. You asked for it.
We're talking different things here.
Oh.
I was just implying that they should have to pass a drug screening.
Oh, that too.
You wanted them to join the military, which I'm all for that too.
Korea does it. Mandatory 2-year enlistment for everybody.
Yeah.
Fucking weed out the weak. Learn how to self-discipline, clean, be an adult. Fuck yeah.
Is it 2-year enlistment in the military or police?
Military for Korea. 2-year enlistment. It was when I lived there.
I think it would be a good idea to have a mandatory enlistment for 2 years of military or police.
Yeah.
Like, you get to pick. Like, do you want to serve a community or do you want to serve the country?
Military, police, fire, or EMS.
Everybody wants to be a firefighter.
Fuck them hose draggers.
Oh. Fuck off. If you could work 48 on, 48 off, and do nothing but go to car accidents 90% of the time and sweep up glass
And cook
and
chili.
help people, and then cook chili the rest of the time, you would fucking do it.
I would.
Like, I'm not talking bad about any firefighters. I absolutely love you guys. You do fantastic work. But you've also got one of the best fucking jobs in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Because
And one of the worst.
I know 5% out of 100 calls that you get, 5 of them are for a fire.
Which is the fun stuff. But
Which is actually really fun. Like, that's the dangerous part of your job, but is super fucking fun.
spraying shit with a hose.
Like, who doesn't start a fire just to put it out sometimes?
And you gotta remember too, like same for police, EMS, and military. You see some shit that you just will never really recover from, no matter how hard you try. It's just, it is what it is.
I would say the police have it the worst, though.
Probably.
There's if you want to talk about anybody that deals with evil on a day-to-day basis, it is the police.
That's true.
Like, they deal with nothing but evil. They deal with child abuse, they deal with domestic abuse, they deal with
Karens.
they deal with everybody that you and I don't want to deal with. Everybody that you and I get fed up with, and you're like, I can't punch you in the face because I don't have a justified reason at this point, so I need to call the police.
Yep. That's
Because
true.
everybody else
I
that
didn't think about it like that.
is on that level, we can deal with man to man. Like, we can have a disagreement,
Oh yeah.
and somebody can punch you in the face. These are the people that are on that next level. And these guys have to deal with them and desensitize themselves to it. I have a buddy who's a police officer, and he is so desensitized to it. Like, I don't know if he realizes it or not, but like, he told me at the beginning of winter, he's like, "Oh, we found our first bumsicle today."
I've seen those before.
Like, it was a homeless person that froze to death.
Yep.
And he calls him a bumsicle because that's his way to cope with
It
it.
dehumanizes it for you.
You know?
Yeah.
And, like, part of me totally understands that, because you have to dehumanize it, because otherwise you feel evil.
Yeah. For not feeling anything.
Yeah. Because those are life choices that people have made.
So as medics, we've been sent to counseling before, my partner and I, because someone will die, right? Nothing we could do. We did everything we could, and we just move on to the next thing. Where all the nurses and the techs and everyone, they were all crying and sad. I'm like, bitch, she was 98. Like, go to the light. Go. It's time. You know, and I made jokes like that, and I had to go to like, therapy and stuff. I did it after. Her family wasn't there. You know, I was polite about it. But I mean, or like this guy, we had to consciously sedate to reset his shoulder. They were pushing the drugs, and he was trying to talk to me, and I just went, shh, good night, sweet prince. And he passed out, and he got really mad when he woke up.
Which part? Did he get mad that you touched your finger to his
It was
lips?
the whole thing, the whole thing. But
Because what was he trying to ask you?
he was just talking because he was nervous. You'll find that most people, when they're really nervous, talk a lot. And I was kind of just fed up with it. And they had just pushed the meds, so I was just like, shh, and slumped. And we had to bag him because his respiratory rate dropped significantly.
Well, that I'd be mad about. Like, you did just a shitty job and had to fucking bag me.
It wasn't my fucking job. I didn't give him the meds.
I'd still be mad about it.
Dad, I'm on the podcast.
You just muted yourself.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh.
But we are at time, Matt.
We are. Wonderful. It has been... Do you have any questions?
I actually still don't. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I might next time, because I'm getting some Roth IRA statements and some stuff like that. So I might have some questions, but I want to formulate the questions first.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
first, so I've gotten three red flag questions from my wife today.
Okay.
She says that they're from her coworker, but she said, "Where would you go to meet someone if you were single right now?"
Like first date?
No, like to meet somebody that you're going to go on a first date with.
Probably. Oh man, I've been out of the game for a while. I guess dating apps are a thing still, but I wouldn't use those because those suck. A dance hall, probably.
Dance hall?
More in line with what I'm looking for. Country dance hall, yeah. Or the little small bar that's here, small town bar.
Okay.
What's the other two?
Huh?
What's the other
Well,
two?
my word of advice for this was different. I said, if you're looking to meet someone, what I would recommend is find what you are really into and go start doing that a lot and find somebody else that's really into it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you're really into kayaking, go do a shit ton of kayaking. If you're really into reading, join a bunch of book clubs.
That's a good idea. But
So
I mean, and if you're into gaming, go to these gaming studios that are opening up everywhere.
yeah, or meet people online. I mean,
That's true too.
look at mine as yours friendship. I mean,
Yeah.
we live 900 miles apart from each other, and we now go on vacations. You've met my kids. I mean, and we had never met before any of this,
It's true. In person.
like
Yeah.
in person. You know,
It's over 2 years
mean-
now.
yeah, I still find it weird.
I don't.
I do, but I don't. Like, you know,
You sent me a great Christmas present. Or a birthday present.
that was a birthday present.
Yes.
You didn't show the best one.
Oh, and he's been on display this whole time.
No, not your duck. Where's
The
your...
bookmark? It's in my book. It's in the
Okay,
living
good.
room. It's,
Perfect.
It's being used.
Okay, so the second thing that I threw up for a red flag today was my wife then told me that she joined a book club through the local library that's called a blind date book club. Your expression is the same as mine as when I heard it, which apparently she submitted a questionnaire and somebody is now suggesting a book for her to read.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fine then.
Yeah, I know. That was just when I heard it, I
The
was
title
like,
is misleading.
yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry.
So then the third red flag that I got today from my wife was I was sitting and all of a sudden she walks outside to our deep freeze and I'm like, what are you doing? And she went and bought a bunch of pint-size ice cream. Like breakup ice cream. And I'm like, I went back inside and I'm like, honey, is there something I need to know? Like, you've asked me where I would go to find someone if I was single. You've told me about blind dating book club, and now you're eating ice cream. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is all in one day. This is a lot to process right now. So, I thought I would bring, where you would meet somebody up as a question.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I'm in my late 30s. My wife recently talked to me about what I want to do for my 40th birthday, even though I would like to figure out what I'd like to do for my 39th birthday first.
40's a big one. We're going to take you to the farm and leave you there.
Yeah. 40 is the new 20, buddy.
It's not.
It is.
Definitely not for your knees. It's not.
I know. I played volleyball on Monday night or Tuesday night, and my knees hurt so bad on Wednesday. So. But yeah, no, I appreciate your input on where you would go to meet women, even though you've been with your lovely significant other
She's
for
almost,
over a year now.
almost 2. In May, it's 2.
Almost 2. So, hopefully at some point you both can grow up and, get a place together.
I've been Don't get me started. I'll tell you
Not.
later. I'll tell you later what's going on.
I know
with
she
that.
doesn't listen to this, so I can talk to you about that. but-
It's my luck that she does. You know,
Huh?
my
Yeah,
luck is this
right?
the one.
This is the one.
All right.
Well, either way, I super enjoy her, and she's an awesome person
Oh,
and an amazing individual.
Oh, she's the
and I
best.
wish you both the best.
She's the best. I love her.
So,
And she's
but we
super
are at
hot.
time. I can't say that.
You can't.
But we are at time, so this was another Thirsty Thursdays with your Sammies and Beer podcast. Thomas, last words?
Fuck Mormons. I really
Well-
just hung on to that one.
Yeah, there's a pure hatred for Mormons in the air tonight. We appreciate you all stopping by. Thank you for listening to the Sammies and Beer podcast. As always, we are live every Thursday. YouTube, Twitch, Sammies and Beer,
Pornhub.
and Pornhub. I forgot about that one.